Certainty of death, small chance of success. What are we waiting for?
Fellas, I feel this is my lucky day.
Brilliant.
Hey everyone to another episode of Rankin. This is going to be something. Welcome to an episode of Rankin. We're back. We're here for top 12 classic animated movies. I made a slight change from animated movies of the 70s because it is one of those cases where there isn't a lot of like big 70s animated movies. Is like. So yeah, I've got a great panel here. I've got Jacob here. Jacob, how's it going?
It is going well. I'm happy to be here. Happy to talk. Animated movie is one of my favorite genre of film to talk about. So happy to be here.
And I've also got Brian here. Brian, how's it going?
It's going good. Kind of an animation episode with the anime experts here. It should be a good time to see what makes the list.
And yeah, how Rankin works is we're just going to go around in a panel and nominate a movie we think belongs on the top 12 list of classic animated movies, and then everyone else will say yes or no to it, and if it gets a majority of yeses, and in this case 2 yeses, then it makes the list. So Jacob, we're going to go to you first. What is the first movie you're going to bring up?
The first animated movie I'm going to bring up is the first animated movie, Snow White. I mean, I think you've got to have Snow White on the list. I think if Snow White doesn't work, we're not having this discussion at all, or we might be. Who knows? But you know, who knows how much of this list would be Disney and whatnot. It absolutely works. It's a simple tale. The animation is gorgeous for its time. The story, the voice cast, I think all of it works. Yeah, it's got to earn a place on this. It's one of the most important movies, I think, in film history. So I think it's earned its spot on this list.
Brian, what do you say about Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs?
I would give it a yes as well. Yeah, the film that changed cinema for animation. You get some great songs there. Hi Ho, the song. Get some horror elements there with the transmission from Creep to Hag there, and yeah, it's at the end of the list, but it's a yes.
Yeah, for me, this would have been a slight no. Well, yes, it is the first animated, like, big feature-length animated movie. I don't think it holds up that well. It's one of those ones like, this may be a hot take, but I kind of prefer the live action remake more, and I'm not that high on the remake either. But I think the remake fixes some of the issues I've had with the animated one, which was like I just don't feel like the connection with the prince, and the prince just disappearing for most of the movie and just randomly coming up to give the following kiss. I think doesn't really it is what it is. I'm not a big fan of it, but it's going to make this regardless of my opinions of it. But Brian, what is the next movie you're going to bring up?
Yeah, I'll make up the Disney one. One of my favorite Disney films growing up. Alice in Wonderland for me. I love the animation. It does feel like a drug trip, but it works for the story. You get some characters that are fun, like Mad Hatter and March Hare. Some fun songs there. Wallace the Carpenter, and a great chase scene at the end. So Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, I do like Alice in Wonderland. I think it's a pretty solid Disney movie. Just because there's a few. This is one of those cases where like I've only seen a small handful of the classic animated movies. I've seen plenty, but I'm just being really picky. This so it's going to be a slight no for me, but I do like Alice in Wonderland. Jacob, what do you say about Alice in Wonderland?
So far, it seems like it's me and Brian versus Malcolm, which, you know, it is what it is. That's the beauty of film. We all have different opinions. But I do enjoy Alice in Wonderland. It's about in the middle of my list. Um, yeah, it's just it seems like a fun drug trip, which is weird to say because I've never done drugs. I've never, you know, experienced that. But from everything that I've heard, like, oh yeah, this is exactly it. It's just, you know, just a fun imaginative ride. And yeah, I think it's really good. So I put it on the list.
Um, but yeah, for my first so Alice in Wonderland is going to make the list. And for my first nomination, I'm going to stray away from Disney, and I'm going to bring out the Bugs Bunny Roadrunner movie from the 70s. And well, yeah, some people may shrug this off as like, oh yeah, it's an anthology movie. It's just shorts that have been released beforehand. It's the way Hanna-Barbera, Warner Brothers did their like Looney Tunes movies beforehand. Is they did do it like make a whole through line. And in this case, this is Bugs Bunny sort of reminiscing of some of his chases and stuff, and Roadrunner and that. And I think it's a pretty solid movie. I've always been a big fan of Looney Tunes, um, and anytime it's a Looney Tunes movie, I've always really enjoyed it. Varying opinions, and so yeah, I'm going to see how this goes. Jacob, what do you say about the Bugs Bunny Roadrunner movie?
Yeah, I forgot this was a thing. And that this was actually like released as a movie back in the 70s, and I was just looking it up, and um yeah, I'm looking at the cartoons that were included, and I'm pretty sure I've seen most of them. I'm not sure how they fit like in a movie, but they're all entertaining, and I think we can run the risk of this being very Disney heavy. Um, and so, yeah, I think to avoid that, and because I do think the cartoons that I'm looking at are all really, really good, I'll say yes.
Um, Brian, what do you say about the Bugs Bunny Roadrunner movie?
Yeah, it's been a long since I've seen it. I remember enjoying it growing up. I agree with Jacob, like trying to mix in some other stuff not with Disney. And yeah, I do enjoy the shorts, especially with Water Coyote stuff. All teams sweeping for yes.
That Bugs Bunny Roadrunner movie is going to make the list. Jacob, what is your next nomination?
I will also try to avoid Disney, and it was only a matter of time before I brought up Fritz the cat. Fritz the cat is it's bonkers. There's no way to really describe the movie. I think it's it's adult animated. It's a black comedy movie. It's got very political driven themes. It earns that rating that it gets, which it was given an X rating, which I think nowadays would be NC-17. And yeah, it's earned it, but it's also really good. Like it's got some really memorable moments. I feel like it's still underseen, even which is weird to say for a 50-year-old movie. But yeah, if you haven't seen Fritz the Cat, I recommend at least one viewing of Fritz the Cat. That might all some people could handle this movie, but I enjoy it. I think it's a lot of fun. So Fritz the Cat will be my next nomination.
Brian, what do you say about Fritz the Cat?
I have seen Fritz the Cat finally. I talked about a lot of time the first time recently. Yes, it is bonkers, very NC-17 esque, and yeah, the first X-rated movie out there. It's bonkers. I will give it a yes.
Um, yeah. Once again, like the majority of there's only a small handful of movies that I'm not a fan of, and that I've seen in the classic animated movies in there. So this is one movie that I do like. I do like it. I do think it's a pretty bonkers movie. Um, I think there's a better Ralph Bakshi movie that I might bring up later that should be on this list, but not that I'm saying Fritz the Cat is bad. I just would have given it a slight no personally, just because it is sort of out the range of where I'm sort of going to say yes to. But Fritz the Cat is going to make the list. So
Yeah, imagine Fritz the Cat being your directorial debut. Also, like that's crazy.
But Brian, we're going to go back to you. What is your next nomination?
I also stay with Disney for my next pick. I'll nominate Wastefield Life Charlie Brown for my next nomination. The PS Gang has a summer camp adventure where face off against another camper trying to have a competitor waste each time. It's a good one of the Charlie Brown films I remember watching. So Wastefield Life Charlie Brown.
So yeah, I did watch a Peanuts movie for this. It was not that one. I watched a different one, which may come up later, because I do really like the Charlie Brown Snoopy movies and stuff. I think they are a lot of entertaining. But unfortunately, I have to say no to this one because I haven't seen it. Jacob, what do you say about Race for Your Life, Charlie Brown?
Yeah, the if it's not holiday themed and it didn't come out recently, unfortunately, I haven't seen it. So my Peanuts movie viewing needs to I need to work on that.
But yeah, it's on to my next pick, and ironically, I am going to go Disney. But partially because I wouldn't forgive myself if this never comes up and it doesn't make the list, or at least because I didn't try. And that's the Mini Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. This is a movie I've watched a lot growing up, and yeah, I think it's a lot of fun, and I think the way they kind of once again, this is another one that kind of started its life as like 3 different short forms, and then sort of kind of worked them all together. And yeah, and it's just one of those ones that I think it's a lot of fun. I think the songs are really catchy and stuff. And well, yes, it's not the iconic voice of Pooh that everyone knows, but it's still Sterling Holloway is still pretty good as Winnie the Pooh. And it's one of those ones as Jim Cummings, like when at the convention I was at, like Jim Cummings was talking about Sterling Holloway and that, and he said like Disney's kind of got this person who's in charge of voice actors is like, and their role is to make sure the voices stay consistently the same for any time they get a change of actor to go. It's like, so yeah, so Mini Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. I'm going to see how this goes. Jacob, what do you say about the Mini Adventures of Winnie the Pooh?
I think it's fine. I was looking at my list, and there's really only I had a list of 26. Well, now 27 because I completely forgot about the Bugs Bunny Roadrunner movie. And this was down at number 20. But really, from 1 to 20, they're all movies. Well, 21 now. They're all movies I really enjoy. And so it was just really hard, like trying to figure out what's that 12 for me. So it's really like all those package films from the 40s. Don't like those. But no, this is fine. I think it's definitely got its fan base. You know, I was never a Winnie the Pooh kid. You know, if for people that were, like, I absolutely get it. They are good. Like you said, the music is catchy. It's just not top 12 for me personally.
Brian, what do you say about the Mini Adventures of Winnie the Pooh?
Yeah, I do enjoy it. It's been a long time, but I never liking it. I had to double check myself. It just had the Helpful Google sequence. It does, so there's a plus for me. And I will give it a slight yes. It's toward the end of my list.
But Mini Adventures of Winnie the Pooh is going to make the list. Jacob, we're going to go back to you. What is your next nomination?
I'm torn between 2 that I want to bring up because it seems like the list is filling up pretty quick. We got 5 already. Let's go with Watership Down from 1978, based on the novel of the same name. yeah, it's man, this was a hard movie to watch actually, but and it's about uh, it's about rabbits and they're trying to like in this apocalyptic world and they're trying to find safety and whatnot. And I think it deals with some pretty adult stuff. Um, I think the animation is really good. I think the voice cast is really good. The story, like it hits. Um, and yeah, if you haven't seen it, I believe it's streaming on HBO Max. So go check it out. I haven't seen the. I know they did a remake not too long ago. I haven't seen that one yet. I'd be curious to see how that one is. But I think the 1978 version, so good.
But Brian, what
I
you
have
say?
not seen it.
I actually watched Worship Down for this because this one's like, well, this is one that's probably going to come up, and um, I've heard a lot about it, and yeah, it was one of those ones that was it's definitely a tough watch for sure. But I do think the animation was really good. I think it was really good. I also didn't realize John Hurt was like one of the voice cast in this. But yeah, it's an easy yes for me. I think Watership Down is a great animated movie, so it's going to make the list. Brian, what is your next nomination?
Yeah, I'm gonna try for Disney on this one. I'll bring up for the 4H Pinocchio. Pinocchio is great. The animation still holds up to this day, especially the whole photo sequence. Some good songs there. You get the anthem for Disney when you wish upon a star. Some horror elements with the Pleasure Island sequence. And you show more the messy villain toward the beginning of the film. It has like three villains as well. They don't get their comeuppings. But I'll go try for Pinocchio for my next nomination.
Um, yeah, I love Pinocchio. I think Pinocchio is great. Funny enough, even though I love it, it's I don't remember. I think it's somewhere in the middle of my Disney animated rankings, but in this case, it's really high up for this list because I think it's a really solid like animated movie. And I think it's probably one out of all the classic like Disney ones. It's probably it's about second to Winnie the Pooh for me. So yeah, it's a yes for me for Pinocchio. Jacob, what do you say about Pinocchio?
Everything that you have said, I'm going to echo everything because that's my thoughts exactly. I haven't brought up my number one yet, and I hope that's not a mistake. But it's also like in this chunk of movies, it is also my second favorite of the Disney animated movies that are eligible. So yeah, I think it deserves a spot on the list.
That Pinocchio is going to make the list, and it's coming back around to me. Um, I'm I'm torn between about four different ways I want to go with this. I'm going to go for this, but partially because take a risk because I didn't realize there was like full length movies this early on from this company, and but I'm going to go for a Hanna-Barbera movie, and I'm going to go for a movie that I did watch for the first time for this, The Man Called Flintstone, which is which is the first feature-length Flintstone movie, and not the '94. But basically, the story is like Fred gets mixed up with this secret agent that conveniently looks a lot like him, and he has to go on this spy mission, and he's not allowed to tell Wilma that they're going, but they sort of go all over across the world. And it's a really fun, like full length, like Flintstones adventure. I think it's really good. Chances of you two seeing it, I don't know, but we'll see what happens. Jacob, what do you say about The Man Called Flintstone?
It sounds familiar. I'm just not remembering anything about it though, so I'll abstain from this one.
Brian, what do you say about The Man Called Flintstone?
Yeah, I'll say as well. I haven't seen it, and it doesn't really ring a bell for the Flintstone movie I've seen. So I'm saying,
Um, but Jacob, what is your next nomination?
Yeah, I'll go for that. I'll go for that number one Disney movie now, and for me, that's The Jungle Book. I think The Jungle Book is just a lot of fun. I think the music is a lot of fun. The voice cast is fun. The story it's really simple. It's got a little bit of that. It's a little scarier for the kids towards the end. I think Shere Khan as a villain is really good. The relationship between Bagheera and Mowgli, but also between Baloo and Mowgli, I think it's a fun kind of different dynamic between those two relationships. Um, and yeah, I just think it's an easy watch. It's one of my favorites. It's one where it's weird because I prefer the remake over the animated, but I still really enjoy the animated. I think that's how good these two movies are. But yeah, just a fun fact for everyone who didn't care. So The Jungle Book.
Brian, what do you say about The Jungle Book?
it was also one of the last films Walt Disney worked on before his passing as well for the Jungle Book. But I do enjoy the Jungle Book. I agree with Jacob. I like the 360 one more than the original. But the original was a lot of fun. You got some great songs, Won't Be Like You, Bare Necessities. Great voice for a Shere called George Sanders there, and another Johnny Hollywood film with Colin Stake. So I'll give it a yes.
Um, and yeah, for me, once again, I do really like The Jungle Book. I think it's a solid Disney movie. I would have just given it a slight no, just because I'm being picky, but I still think it's pretty good though. So, I also enjoy the remake more, but yeah, Jungle Book is going to make the list still though. And Brian, we're back around to you.
Yeah, I'll try for the other place film. I think Malcolm was talking mentioned it. Snoopy Come Home for my next nomination. Snoopy, his owner in the hospital. He had to go and visit him, and first appearance for Woodstock, and yeah, the emotional aspects toward the end with the goodbye party. Claire as well as a terrifying villain there, torturing Snoopy there. I'll try Snoopy Come Home for my next pick.
Yeah, this was the Peanuts movie that I watched
Okay.
for this, and yeah, I do think I do like Snoopy Come Home. I think it's a pretty good Peanuts movie, and yeah, and basically everything you said. So it's a yes for me. Jacob, what do you say about Snoopy Come Home?
You remember what I said about the other Charlie Brown movie? That also applies here. So yeah, haven't seen it. I'm glad it's not all Disney though. I am happy about that.
Yeah, funny enough, like when I was talking to Piers after speaking from Task last year, he was going, "Oh yeah, it's basically going to be all Disney movies." I think we've proved him wrong that it's not.
Mostly it's Disney. I mean, I think we can get to about half.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's easily going to be half and half because my next nomination is not going to be a Disney movie, but it's the only one that I think out of the two, Jacob's probably one that's most likely have seen this, but it's Lupin the Third, The Castle of Cagliostro, which I believe was the first movie that Hayao Miyazaki did, even though it's not a Ghibli movie. But but yeah, it's one of those ones I think is a really solid like anime movie, and I think it's one of the and I think it's just a really good movie, and I think it makes me want to check out more of the Lupin the Third like anime, honestly. But Jacob, have you seen Lupin the Third Castle of Cagliostro?
I have not. I wanted to, but it wasn't streaming anywhere here. Because yeah, there was one movie or two movies that I wanted to watch specifically, and this was one of them. And I was totally bummed that I couldn't find it anywhere.
Brian, have you seen Lupin the Third?
No, I have not.
It's
It
not
looks
gonna make
really good though. I'm disappointed I wasn't able to find it somewhere.
Yeah, I remember I watched it when they put all the Ghibli movies onto Netflix for me, and even though it's not Ghibli movies, this is one of the ones that they put on there as well. But Jacob, we back round to you. What is your next nomination?
Well, I will still try for a non-Disney movie, and I will try for Charlotte's Web. Based off the book, I think. It's just such an easy watch. I think it's a familiar for because I think Charlotte's Web was one of those books, at least here in the States. I can't say about other places, but it was definitely one of those books that we spent a lot of time with. And of course, because teachers like to take some time off, if you read a book and there's a movie that was made about that book, we watch the movie as well. Yeah, I can't, I don't want to speak for other countries, but definitely here in the States, like it's a thing. We like using our movies to bring home teaching points. Yeah, it's got a fun voice cast. The music is great. I think the characters are all fun. It's got that emotion at the end. I think it's just a really fun, kid friendly, but also I think adults can enjoy it too because it's like that nostalgia. It brings that nostalgia. So yeah, Charlotte's Web I think deserves to be on the list.
Brian, what do you say about Charlotte's Web?
I would give it a yes as well. I do remember watching it a lot growing up. Produced by Hanna-Barbera Studios as well. Fun fact there, and you get some emotional aspects with the farewell Charlotte. And yeah, I do like the remake more, but I do like the original one. So it's a yes.
I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of surprised it took this long to get to Charlotte's Web. I thought it was going to be one of the first ones people put up. But Charlotte's Web, I watched for the first time for this, finally got around to it. And yeah, I do quite like it. I still think I like the live action one a little bit more though, but I think both movies are good though. And yeah, so Charlotte's Web is going to make the list. Brian, we go back to you.
Yeah, go try for this one. It's a TV movie, but Malcolm's allowing for this one. All throughout the year without Santa Claus for the next nomination. Santa Claus gets depressed for the holidays and they have to find a new Santa. You kind of hear Snow Miser, great songs by there. So I'm going to try for the year without Santa Claus for some Rankin Bass.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen this. I remember enjoying it enough, but I am going to give it a slight no. But yeah, I do still think it's good though. But Jacob, what do you say about the year without a Santa Claus?
Yeah, I think it's good, but it's not even one of like my like go tos during Christmas when it comes to this style. But that's not to say it's not good. And so yeah, it's just I go back to a lot of these movies a lot more than I do this one. And so not saying it's not good because it is. I'm just saying it's not top 12.
But for that, the year without Santa Claus isn't going to make the list, and it's back around to me. I'm torn between two. One, I think there's a slim chance it might come up later. But the other, I'm not sure. I'm going to try for this one because why not? I'm bringing up Lord. I want to say Ralph Bakshi did the Lord of the Rings animated movie. Funny enough, I know Rankin Bass did the Return of the King, or it's the other way around, but I'm pretty sure Ralph Bakshi did Lord of the Rings. But I think this is a pretty solid animated version of Lord of the Rings. Like, well, yeah, they condensed it all of hell of a lot. Like, it was based on the first two books and condensed to like an hour and a half. Actually, I think it's just under 2 hours actually. But yeah, I think despite the fact they didn't go all the way to the end of the book and it kind of stopped at the Battle of Helm's Deep, I still think it was a good animated attempt, and it's actually got a pretty solid like voice cast too. There's you've got the voice of C-3PO in here. You've got Ian Holm voicing Legolas, and but yeah, I think it's a pretty good take on Lord of the Rings. And yeah, Jacob, what do you say about Lord of the Rings?
I haven't seen the animated one.
Brian, what do you say about Lord of the Rings?
I haven't seen it, but I will check. Malcolm is by Ralph Bakshi for Lord of the Rings, so I haven't seen it though.
Yeah, no, it's kind of weird because like there's Rankin and Bastard, The Hobbit, and Return of the King, and you have like this Ralph Bakshi one on the end where there's no connection between the two. But Jacob, we're going to go back to you. What is your next nomination?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this one goes. Fantasia. I think Fantasia is really really good. It's this collection of shorts set to classical music, and I think a lot of them are really really well done. I think the music is really good. A lot of the like the Sorcerer's Apprentice, really good, iconic. Night on Bald Mountain, really good. And you got the just a lot of other really really good solid musical pieces set to music, and I think it's a fun. Even though it is 2 hours, I think you can still you can pick and choose. Like I want to watch this one, and I want to watch this one, and like it's so you don't feel like you're sitting down watching a 2 hour movie. Because I will agree. I think sometimes 2 hours for animation can be a little much, but I think it works here. So Fantasia, let's see how it goes.
Brian, what do you say about Fantasia?
I do enjoy Fantasia. I don't love it. It wasn't make my list, but I do enjoy it for Sorcerer's Apprentice and the Marble Mountain sequence. I have a different anthology film on my list for Disney, but it's not for me.
Yeah, I like a couple of the segments. That's about it. But as a movie as a whole, I'm not a fan. I think it's like Sorcerer's Apprentice and the Chernobog like sequence. I think are pretty good. The rest are okay to forgettable. So it's going to be a no from me. So unfortunately, Fantasia's not going to make the list. Brian, what is your next nomination?
I will try for this. Peter Pan's my next nomination. I think Peter Pan's a lot of fun, especially the Captain Hook and Peter Pan antics. You guys see the voice cast from Alice Wonderland returning there, and even though it has some stuff that are not good for now, especially what makes the Red sequence, but I do enjoy Peter Pan a lot, so I'll go Peter Pan.
I mean, it's one of those ones like there's a lot of things about Peter Pan that really don't age that well anymore, but especially when you learn about the story about the voice actor that voiced Peter's. But I'm not getting into that. But the movie itself, I think it's a pretty good like version of the story. And yeah, well, there are versions of Peter Pan they've made later that I do like more. I do think that once again, this is a case of I do like the animated movie as well. I think it's good, so it's a yes for me. Jacob, what do you say about Peter Pan?
I would have given it a slight no. I think Peter Pan is good. But it's never been one for me that I'm like, oh, when I'm talking Disney, it's like, oh, Peter Pan. Let's talk about Peter Pan. I think it's good. I think it's got some good characters. Captain Hook is obviously a memorable villain, but there's nothing really in the movie that stands out for me personally. So it would have been a no. I enjoyed the movie though.
Um, but Peter Pan is going to make the list. Got one spot left, and I'm going to try for this and see what happens. But I'm bringing up the Beatles' Yellow Submarine, another really drug-fueled trip of a movie. Which, looking at Alice in Wonderland and Fritz the Cat, I think seems to be the theme of of this era. But I think the Beatles' Yellow Submarine, I think it's a really interesting movie, and just the way they managed to work in the Beatles songs and stuff, I think is just done creatively, just the villains of the Blue Meanie. I think the Blue Meanies, I think, are really dastardly and well done, and I think it's just a fun movie to watch in general. But Jacob, what do you say about the Beatles' Yellow Submarine?
Fortunately, it was not streaming anywhere for me for other. And I'm cheap. I don't want to pay for it. So unfortunately, I haven't seen it.
Brian, what do you say about the Yellow Submarine?
I haven't seen it either.
With that, Jacob, we're going to go back to you. What is your next nomination?
It's tough. There's like a bunch of movies that I ranked them. They've got a number next to them, but they all kind of clump together. Let's go with Cinderella. I think Cinderella is a really good movie. Another one where I might prefer the remake, but that's not the discussion we're having. It's Cinderella. I think it's a fun tale. The fairy godmother. I think that the evil stepsisters and the evil stepmother. I think in Cinderella overcoming all that. And although as Colin Mockery once said on Whose Line Is It Anyway, you should not base marriage off of shoe size. I would not recommend that, but no, I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's got some great songs, some great characters, and yeah, it's just fun, easy to go back to.
But Brian, what do you say about Cinderella?
Yeah, I have not really been a fan of this film. The only things I do like are the mice sequences. That's pretty much it. And yeah, I'm not a big fan of it, so it's no.
But yeah, one thing I've kind of come to realize when I last rewatched Disney is like the Disney princess movies, I'm weirdly not that high on as much as other people are. But then I do like Cinderella, but I'm not over in love with it, so I'm going to go a slight no here. But Brian, what is your next nomination?
Yeah, let's go with Disney. Let's go with Robin Hood for my next nomination. I think Robin Hood's a lot of fun, especially given it's all animals. You got Peter Ustinov as Prince John, who's a fun villain there. Pat Butcherman as Sheriff Nottingham. And even though it can't be so the same animation style as previous other films for Disney, but it's still a lot of fun. So Order Lolly, Golly One Day, Robin Hood.
Yeah, this is actually a little bit tough for me because I do like Robin Hood. I do think it's really good. But there's a couple of things I've got higher than it too that I think should be here on this list. So I'm going to give it a slight no and put it on to Jacob. Jacob, what do you say about Robin Hood?
Oh man, why would you? No, it's in the same tier as a Peter Pan for me. It's good. I think it's got some good music there, but nothing else that's really memorable or sticking out to me. So I'll give it a slight no as well.
But yeah, it's background to me, and I'm going to try for this one. I'm going to try for another Ralph Bakshi movie, honestly. Because this is one that I watched for this because I've heard a lot about it, but finally had a chance to see it, and it's Ralph Bakshi's Wizards, which is a really sort of fun, sort of fantasy movie. With you've got the voices of Mark Hamill in here. It's like I think there's a lot of other big names in here as well. But it's just a really fun animated movie, and I think it's just one that I didn't expect to like as much as I did, and so yeah. Jacob, what do you say about Ralph Bakshi's Wizards?
Have not seen it.
Brian, what do you say about Ralph Bakshi's
I have not
Wizards?
seen it.
Actually, it's not as stacked of a voice cast as I thought it was, but Mark Hamill was definitely in it. But Jacob, what is your next nomination?
I'll stick away from the princess movies then. Let's try for 101 Dalmatians. I think this is a really fun movie. I think it's got some really good music, and I think it's got one of the better Disney villains of this era in Cruella de Vil. I mean, she wants to kill puppies and make coats. Like, that's... Screw you, Cruella. Get out of here. You suck. We're not killing dogs to make coats. And then, yeah, just the adventure that they go on to get back home, I think is really good. And yeah, music, that Cruella de Vil song, even though it's not her song, like I don't know if you count it as a villain song, if it's about a villain, it's a gray area, but it's really catchy, and I really enjoy it. So 101 Dalmatians.
Brian, what do you say about 101 Dalmatians?
Yeah, I gave it a rewatch a couple of weeks ago, and I still enjoy. I love the. I actually do enjoy the horses Jasper. They're a lot of fun in this film. The Henchmen, some good voice work there. The Canadian country song is catchy there. I'll give it a side yes.
Yeah, this probably would have been the next one I brought up too, because I do quite like 101 Dalmatians. I think it's a pretty solid Disney movie, and funny enough, is like JPL would have a very different reaction if they're killing cats. He's more of a cat guy, but I don't think he'll kill any animal. To be fair, I'm not trying to.
Same reaction, yes.
Yeah. But yeah, it's an easy yes for me. I think 101 Dalmatians is pretty good, and it's going to close out this list. Just double check things.
It's not all Disney.
Not all Disney. But we've talked about managed to talk about a lot of movies in 44 minutes. But Brian, did you have any honorable mentions left?
Yeah, I have Lady Tramp on my list, Dumbo, The Aristocats, Final Fantasy 3, and The Adventures of Ichabod and Miss Toad.
Yeah, for me, I'd like just to stay out of the realm of Disney, because I had all those ones that Brian mentioned anyway. But I also would have brought up Animal Farm. I think it's a pretty good animated movie. And judging from the nod from Jacob, he probably would have suggested it.
I might have said yes to that. I didn't know. I should have brought that up instead of 101 Dalmatians, but it is what it is.
Yeah. We're actually getting a remake of it sometime soon because Andy Serkis has directed a version of it. Because he's a big fan of that himself. But I also would have brought up Rankin Bass's The Hobbit. I think it's a pretty good telling of The Hobbit. And yeah, and that's probably outside the Disney movies. I think those are the other ones I would have brought up. But Jacob, any honorable mentions there?
Yeah, a lot of the ones that have already been brought up, but also Bambi. I really enjoy Bambi and Sleeping Beauty. But princesses.
But for the Avatar new one, it's only came out already because it came out June 9th at the Annecy Festival.
Well, there was a festival release. It hasn't been wide released.
I see.
But it's time to rank these. So, Jacob, what do you have at number 12?
Snoopy Come Home.
Brian, what do you have for number 12?
Because I haven't seen it, Watership Down.
And we're going to end up with a three-way tie because I would have said Snow White. But going to the comments, which of the Snow White, Watership Down, or Snoopy Come Home do you want? And it is Leo in there, and it's going to be Snoopy Come Home. But Brian, what do you have for number 11?
Watership Down.
I'm going to stick with Snow White. Jacob, what do you have for 11?
The Bugs Bunny Roadrunner movie.
Another three-way tie. But Bugs Bunny Roadrunner movie, Watership Down, and Snow White. Which of those three does the chat want? The comments want there? Every time we go to question people for the real, it is Leo. Bugs Bunny Roadrunner movie, which I can confirm Leo Logan is not Jacob.
No, it's not. It's not one of the JPO accounts.
Well, I mean, JPO is not on screen, so if he was in the comments, he would have heard actually count for this in this case. But at number 10, I'm sticking with Snow White. Jacob, what do you have for 10? Either I froze or you.
I think I froze because you were both frozen for me. Am I back?
Yes, you are.
You're back.
All right, I'm gonna go Winnie the Pooh.
Brian, what do you have for 10?
Watership Down.
So we've got Snow White, Winnie the Pooh, and Watership Down. Which of those three does the comments want at number 10? And it's going to be Snow White.
Oh,
Top 10, okay.
that was my number 4. I get it.
Bugs Bunny Roadrunner movie was my number 1. So.
Oh wow.
Really? Over with the Pooh?
Yeah. I mean, I watched Looney Tunes was another part of my childhood. I watched Looney Tunes a lot growing up.
Okay.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. But Brian, what do you have for number 9?
Watership Down.
I'm going to go Fritz the Cat. Jacob, what do you have for 9?
Winnie the Pooh.
So I got Winnie the Pooh, Watership Down, and Fritz the Cat. Which of those 3 do the comments want at number 9? That's
No.
as if those rabbits didn't go through enough.
That's my number 3. Oh, it's so good.
But I'm sticking with Fritz the Cat. Jacob,
I'm sticking with Winnie the Pooh.
Ryan.
Winnie the Pooh.
Well, we don't have to go to the chat.
We don't have to go to the chat. But Winnie the Pooh was my personal number 3. Jacob, what do you say about what is number 7 for you?
Peter Pan.
Brian.
She has good peanut butter, Peter Pan.
Fritz the Cat. But Peter Pan is going to be 7.
I don't know why I keep freezing.
Jacob, what do you have for 6?
Let's go Charlotte's Web.
Brian, what do you have for 6?
Let's go Charlotte's Web.
I'm thinking Fritz the Cat, but Charlotte's Web is going to be at 6. Now, quite literally, is Brian and Jacob versus me.
We'll see. We might get a tie here eventually, and the chat might agree with you.
Yeah.
But Jacob, what do you have for 5?
101 Dalmatians.
Brian, what do you
Might
have
be a
for
tie
5?
again. I put Jungle Book.
It's going to be a tie again, Fritz the Cat. So you got Fritz the Cat, Jungle Book, 101 Dalmatians.
I think I
Going
know
to the chat, which of those 3 do you want at number 5?
I'm not.
And it ends here.
I'm not even surprised.
I was hoping to make the top 3.
I actually have it. So I have it below a number of these movies, but I just think it'd be funny for the poll and for the list that it's in the top 5. So I'm okay. I'm okay.
Yes, Bray. Yes, Bray.
Really good video of the Wyatt Six visiting the Firefly Funhouse.
Oh yeah,
Universal, yeah.
But Brian, what do you have for number 4?
Jungle Book.
Alice in Wonderland, Jacob.
101 Dalmatians.
So I got Alice in Wonderland, 101 Dalmatians, and the Jungle Book. Which of those 3 does Leo want at number 4?
This isn't our list. This is Leo's list. We're just giving him the.
It's going to be the Jungle Book wants it.
My number 1. It's all right. It's all right.
Also, I don't know why I don't know why I felt the need to put the years in there, but
Not to get confused.
Um,
That was post 1970s.
but I'm sticking with Alice in Wonderland. Jacob,
101 Dalmatians.
Brian,
100 Dalmatians.
yeah, I was about to say is like we've only got 3 movies left. There's like a chance of a tie, but there wasn't. I don't know why the animated movie chose to spell out 101.
Right?
But we've got 2 movies left, and we're voting for number 1 between Alice in Wonderland and Pinocchio. But Jacob, what do you have for number 1?
Pinocchio.
Brian,
Yeah, but one versus number 2, but I have this had direct higher Alice in Wonderland.
Pinocchio. But that our top 12 classic animated movies, we've got at number 12 we've got Snoopy Come Home. At 11 we've got the Bugs Bunny Roadrunner movie. At 10 we've got Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. At 9 we've got Watership Down. At 8 we've got The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. At 7 we've got Peter Pan. At 6 we've got Charlotte's Web. At 5 we've got Fritz the Cat. At 4 we've got The Jungle Book. At 3 we've got 101 Dalmatians. At 2 we got Alice in Wonderland, and number 1 is Pinocchio. But that is it for ranking for this week. Next week is not going to be top 12 JPO moments to disappoint the people who put it on the poll.
Justice for JPO.
Justice JPL.
But it's going to be top 12 Richard Linklater movies, which you're probably going to see JPO on there. So
And Wolfman too, I believe.
well, yeah, I mean, Wolfman was going to be on my list to ask anyway for that reason, because I know he likes Linklater. But with that ends up ranking for this week. Jacob, we can do find you online.
Yeah, I don't have much going on, I don't think. Oh no, I'll be in Lights Out tomorrow, 9:00. Semifinals. It's where the Cinderella story ends for me, though. And then Lonely Marks on Thursdays at 10. Although I won't be on for the next 2 weeks because I will be out doing comedy. Ha ha ha.
But Brian, we can do find you online.
You can find me on different trade spaces. The Periscope part. I was recently did my ASAT finals with Varsity Mason against Pat Jonathan. Also, not my first time calling show, something new. Also, trivia on GBNT and Multiplex Trivia. Be on tour fights, I believe, for Fantasy Movies part two next week after.
And you can find me on Patriot Productions hosting Ranking every week. Next week is going to be top 12 Richard Linklater movies. You can find me host Beer from the Past each week as the perfect timing of my notifications. But last week I talked with Piers about Halloween Havoc from '93. Which coincidentally you also talked about on as well. But and then next time I'll be talking about WrestleMania 12. you can find me on the Movie Hero Network from time to time. And I'll be on this week on Tuesday getting angry at Jordan Anderson for whatever movies he's going to have
Oh boy,
on this overrated movie tournament. But yeah, that is the end of Rankin for this week, and we'll see you next time.
Certainty of death, small chance of success.